had an awesome time here at Lee Bottom Airport near Hanover, Indiana. The interesting thing about fly-ins and cruise-ins are the interesting people you meet. And we met Ginger Gordon at the FlyInCruiseIn in Marion. She suggested we come down and see what they do down here at Lee Bottom. And Ginger, we first appreciated the contribution you give to us at the Marion FlyInCruiseIn. You flew in an old PT-26.
Yeah, thank you, Ray. It was a wonderful time and a great event that you guys had. Thanks for hosting us.
Well, listen, PT-26 is not an airplane you see fly very often, and then a lady pilot flying it. How did you get interested in flying, and then bring us up to the point where you began flying the PT-26?
Well, I started out in high school very interested in flying, and my parents, neither one of them fly. My dad's never even been in a plane until, he says, 30 years into his marriage. And my mom saw an ad in the paper for a job to work at an air show at Mount Comfort Airport, and that got me kind of my first taste of aviation. And from there I flew in a T6, my first ever airplane ride. We had the canopy open slightly, you know, and you could feel the breeze and the air and smell the grass, and I was hooked ever since.
And then you got your private pilot's license?
Yes, I did, and went in after that, and actually, we'll wait for the sound of the roar there. After that, I worked at Eagle Creek Airport on the west side of Indianapolis, and I was lucky that they let me work on my instrument rating as part of my pay for working there. It was my fun job. And then from there, I went and got my multi-engine, I got a glider rating and a commercial rating. Incredible,
and we're standing in front of your airplane, also a little RV-3.
Yeah.
Tell us about this airplane.
It's my baby. Every airplane, I think, is like your child. This one I have had only a month so far, but it's a home build. I didn't build it myself, but it goes about 170 miles an hour in cruise, but it stalls at a slow speed of about 40 miles an hour.
Now it's one place. You don't take anybody with you.
Yeah, you can't take anybody with you. Actually, when I picked it up, they got a big laugh out of it because I went and put fuel in it, checked that air in the tires, taxied out a little bit, and I took off, and everybody said they couldn't believe that I would do that. But it was a lot of fun.
Well, airplanes are really a little bit like cars, aren't they? In that, you know, once you got the principles, you can kind of feel your way around the different ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody says they have wings, they fly, which is true, and each one has a little nuance, and as long as you feel comfortable with it, you're okay.
Well, it's a beautiful little airplane. What horsepower?
It's 160 horsepower.
And 160 horsepower and 170 mile an hour.
Yeah, you got it. It zips me along.
Well, it's pretty efficient. If I think they usually say an airplane, if 1 mile per hour per horsepower, this even does better than that.
Yeah, it does, and it is very economical to operate too, about 7 gallons per hour. And so I can get from my home in Greenwood down to Lee Bottom Airport in a little less than a half hour and 3.5 gallons.
And I understand you come down here once in a while.
I come down here quite a bit.
What's your connection with Lee Bottom?
Well, Rich Davison, the owner, is my boyfriend, and so he has me mowing grass quite frequently and helping put on the fly-in event, making lots of chili.
Ginger, that's quite a portfolio of ratings you have. Any more flying goals that you might want to achieve?
Actually, I'm hoping to start next week working on my CFI, which is an instructor rating. I would love to teach other people to fly. I think that everybody needs to have the experience of flying if they're interested in it. It's just a wonderful freedom that we have today, and I think everybody should be able to experience it, and that's a great way to do that.
Well, what do you say to the young ladies? I mean, we need to see more young ladies flying, and you certainly are an accomplished pilot, fly a number of different airplanes. How long would it take, and what do you think? Do you think girls make good pilots?
Oh boy, that's a loaded question, isn't it? I think girls make very good pilots. It's usually because we're a little bit smoother on controls, where guys a lot of times want to jerk around. So typically women make excellent pilots. And it takes, I think it's about 40 hours of flying time, 20 hours solo, 20 hours dual. And some people can accomplish it in as little time as a month. Others take a year or more to do it, but it can be done in a fairly quickly time if you're dedicated to actually getting your rating.
Well, Ginger, so nobody in your family flew. It was just something about an airplane, right?
Yeah, always something about the air, yes. I skydive as well, so if it's can be done in the air, I've probably done it, as somebody said.
So you would encourage any young lady that might have an aspiration to fly to just come out to the airport and see what it takes?
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard to overcome the number of men that are around, and there is a little bit of a fear that women can't be pilots, but we can be just as good as pilots as anybody else. And I would encourage them to come out and overcome that and get their ratings.
Ginger, we appreciate talking to you. Very interesting lady, and I think you'll make a great flight instructor.
Thanks, Ray.